The Democratic National Convention is continuing right now inside the United Center in Chicago.
And delegates are holding a ceremonial roll call vote to formally make Vice President Kamala Harris the party's nominee. Fox 10's John Hook is live now with a look at the night ahead. John.
Yeah, Mark and Ellen, Tim Walz, the vice presidential nominee, and Kamala Harris, they're actually not going to be here tonight. They're in Milwaukee campaigning. They are just finishing the roll call vote. They're going through it right now. Florida, they hit Arizona a little while ago, and all of the delegates predictably went to Kamala Harris. So they're introducing Kamala Harris to the rest of the nation, though she's not here tonight, though a lot of other people will be up here giving testimonials, including Republicans, several with Arizona ties. Let's start with Mesa Mayor John Giles. He will speak. He will get on the stage tonight. And this is an important moment because he has become one of the Democrats' most potent voices on the Republican side in favor of Kamala Harris. He actually spoke earlier this month at a rally in Glendale in support of the Harris-Walz ticket. Another Arizona Republican, former White House press secretary for Donald Trump, Stephanie Grisham, is also set to speak tonight. Grisham resigned hours after Trump supporters stormed the U.S. Capitol on January 6th. She's been a vocal critic of Donald Trump. And then the main event tonight, the Obamas return to the convention stage. Former President Barack Obama will deliver the keynote address in his hometown of Chicago. Former First Lady Michelle Obama will also be speaking tonight. Now, some of the day's events were overshadowed by bomb threats at a number of downtown Chicago hotels this morning. The threat mentioned the DNC pipe bombs and included anti-Semitic remarks. Chicago police and Secret Service say they found no credible threats. So the protests have gone on here in Chicago, but it's been relatively quiet, and thankfully, violence has not manifested itself, which is a good thing. We, in fact, took a bit of a river cruise today on the Chicago River to kind of get away from all this stuff.
So far, it's been smooth sailing for the Democrats at their national convention. As we took a water taxi down the Chicago River, the journey pleasant and peaceful. And with few exceptions, that's been the story with protesters outside the United Center. So far, it appears Chicago is well prepared.
I think it's been fairly peaceful, fairly calm. We were expecting a lot over the weekend and nothing really formulated. And yesterday, besides the breach of the fence, there really has been nothing. So fingers crossed that it continues.
Kamala Harris's rollout has been nearly flawless. She now has a slight lead over former President Trump in national polls. A month ago, Trump seemed poised for victory. The late-inning top-of-the-ticket switch has Republicans tied up in knots. But as we've learned in the past 40 days, politics, like a good opera, can yield unexpected plot twists.
Probably so. I would say there's going to be a lot of problems yet, But I think people are getting sick of it, though. They got to fight back.
Just 77 days to Election Day, yet an eternity in politics. And as good as Democrats are feeling at the moment, looming on the horizon, the final act, November 5th.
Now, back to the protests for a minute. Some Chicagoans, and I've talked to police and Secret Service, they're a little bit on edge because they expected more trouble here, frankly. And they're a little bit worried that that may happen maybe tomorrow night or Thursday night when the country's attention is really transfixed on Tim Walz and what he says tomorrow night, Kamala Harris and what she says in her real introduction, the rollout on Thursday night. So they're a little bit, they're on guard. They don't know what they may be facing come Wednesday or Thursday, but so far, so good.
And John, last night after President Biden's speech, he left Chicago. He went to Santa Barbara, California for vacation. They arrived there at like 2:30 in the morning, leaving no doubt now that this really is Kamala Harris and Tim Walz DNC going forward.
No doubt, Mark. I mean, this room is completely united around this ticket. And as I've mentioned before, that unity is really shaped by the bad feelings they have toward Donald Trump. To a person in this room, they cannot stomach the idea of another Trump presidency. And that becomes a very unifying force. And it has focused everyone's energy in this room.
You know, John, we know that there has been a lot of entertainment, too, so far, kind of the first couple of days of the DNC. There's rumors that Beyonce might be performing potentially on Thursday. Have you heard anything about that at all?
It's just a rumor right now, but the biggest thing going on the internet is who is Taylor Swift going to support? That's the big question mark. She hasn't formally said anything, and as you know, she backed Joe Biden in 2020, and then Donald Trump folks put out a statement that they thought they were getting her endorsement. That turned out to not be true. It's a few Swifties who like Trump. That's hardly an endorsement from Taylor Swift. That's a whole different thing. She might keep her powder dry. I don't know. But Beyonce will have to see. But that would be electric if it happens.
All right, John, thank you for the coverage out there tonight. We've got much more from John coming up live from Chicago tonight at 9 o'clock and also throughout the week as the DNC continues.